evening and welcome to another episode of Ma Cherie, an alternative and avant-garde TV show that devoted to art, beauty, photography, music, and much more, in general devoted to life and the lifestyle. My name is Cherie Laurent, and I am going to be your host for tonight's episode. So please sit, relax, and let's enjoy our journey. We did have a few weeks of holiday, which I requested because I'm still working on my music album and I have to create a music video for mostly every track. Most people don't need to do every track, they do major songs, but in this time that we live in, and because I have the show and the shows goes everywhere, using a music video that comes with the track will increase the feeling and the understanding to the song, and it will make people basically lose themselves in the music and the visuals, so you have a full control about what you would like to send to the public. So making music videos, I think it's much more harder than making a show, because sometimes it's a 3 minutes or it's 5 minutes in this case tonight, and every minute and every second is worth it because you want to take advantage of it, and because the music video is going to be repeated thousands of times and live as long as the artist live and maybe after the artist gone. So it's quite creative, and I love working on a music video because it gives me wild imagination to what I could come up with. Especially in my case, I do not have sponsors and I do not have a big budget, and I could not contact multi-million dollars award music video company and they come and they just take care of everything. No, I do everything myself. That's including going and talking to people and asking them to come on the video, organizing location, shooting, and as I mentioned before, really take advantage of the kindness and the generosity of people. And I love that because it's the time when I become very close to so many people and I ask their help, and I could see the willing of them helping me to create this beautiful work. So until today we have another 4 music videos born. That's quite a lot in a very short time, but I will be able to show you one of them today. This song is all created as part of a film, and also part, if God's will and if I reach to where I wanted to be in my life, I would like to make it as a musical. So I'm sure lots of you are familiar with the Prince, Purple Rain. If you know his biography, before the movie Purple Rain appeared, which tell his story and sang his song, Prince did not have this big wide audience, and his story and his movie made people get to know him and get his music out, although he did have a record deal by that time. So I'm writing all these songs, and it's based on my life story. It's very truthful, and some of them were written a few years ago, and in the end, hopefully with the script I'm finalizing and writing every day, I have lots of meetings with so many people. I got offer from the Netherlands to make full film on a big screen, and they asked me to do the lead, but obviously, like what's happening in the film business, they wanted to be the producer, the director, and basically I don't make any money. I'm just the actress, and they will take all the big part of my life story. So I just said no thanks, I will find another people, and we keep writing the script, and hopefully we will find someone happy to help us and fund it and produce it with me. With me, not kick me out. You know what I mean. So some of those songs that I came up with, as I always say, I like 2 types of songs. I like songs that I could make fun and make people smile and laugh and have a dance on the dance floor, or shake them out of what life bring them down. It's like, as example, in the past I had Size Queen, and I made comedy of myself even though I made the video. and the song was happy and upbeat and funny song. So there is songs gonna come up this way, and then the other song, which is discovery, confession, and confessed of feeling I had in my relationship with life, with lovers, with my dad, with everything basically. It's part of the film and part of life itself. So tonight's song, it's called You Will Never Understand. I wrote this song to my dad, and I tried to explain the conflict I had with him, because as I explained on the show lots of time, I born in Iraq. My dad is Iranian. My dad is a very manly man, and he's, I came from 1,600 years family tree. So for him, his reputation and the family reputation, the heritage and all this was very important. So to have a gay son at that time was unheard of. He was very homophobic, and obviously that came from his background as Muslim. And also at that time I wasn't even a transgender. I was just a very feminine boy, and I was very pretty. And my dad could not handle this very well. From earlier age I was, I think the most word I heard when I was kids, that with all my mom's friends and everyone saw me on the street or wherever I went, they used to refer to me as a female, and my mom used to correct them, and that she used to say, that's my son. And they used to say, God made mistake, God made mistake, that should not be a son, because I looked like all my sisters. I was one of the prettiest girl in the house. And funny, when I went to school, apart from I mentioned I was sexually abused by the age of 5, I was getting boys falling in love with me from that age, and it took forever. So when I went to the school as a little kid, all the boys were falling in love with me, and they were driving on their bicycles, and they were leaving flowers outside the door of our house and putting lovely small letters and cards, which I love you and stuff. And that obviously, my sister did not got that, I got that, and that drove my dad crazy. And he blamed me for it, because just the way I looked, because I looked very feminine, and my mannerism, because I felt as a female. Just to clarify for the audience who never seen this, I'm a fully female now. I have my transition a long time ago, so one of the things I think was funny, one time I was parking my car and this guy came to me and he said, "Are you the cross-dresser on the show on TV?" And I said to him, actually I'm a fully female. I'm not a cross-dresser. And some of the footage I show you, these are maybe 13 years old or 15 years old before my full transition. So just to bring this to the story. So I wrote this song, and it's called You Will Never Understand, and it's about some conflict between parent and children, especially in the teenage time, and then you grow up and you still have this lost feeling that my dad gave love with money because he was very wealthy. So he used to give you everything you want, but he never ever give you love. He never even give you a smile. He never give you a good word or encouragement. Was always whatever you did was not good enough. And that's obviously I lived in a closet all the time with him, because in my culture was mostly impossible to even say a word. I never even talked about my sexual abuse as a child to him, and like he passed away, he never knew about it. I think he will kill the person. But so this song came from that. And I asked a gentleman, which is, I wrote the song 2007, and I wrote it with a musician in New York. His name is Dean Holtman, and we did the demo, and life gone up and down and up and down, and then I went through all the journey of transitioning and all this, and this is a very hard journey when you go through it. you just need to pray to God every day to survive without killing yourself, because it's emotionally, mentally, physically, so socially it's very hard. People are nasty in general to someone who's been transitioning. I mean, such a shame and so hard, but that's the truth. And I tell this to everyone going through the journey, because I get a lot of people meet me and they said, my son or my daughter going through this, and I want you to talk to them. I wish they could get to where you are. And the first thing I said to them, they need to know this is the hardest journey in life. If you brought up or you're born with one kidney and you have a kidney failure and you ask people for another kidney, people show you sympathy and they try to help you. If you have any kind of illness, people will try to help you. But when you're born with gender dysphoria, people attack you, beat you up, abuse you, rape you. You lose your job, you lose your friend, you lose your family, you lose everything. And it doesn't seem things changing. What I hear on the news is disgusting. What I hear on radio and what I hear with the feminists going against trans people, it's something make humanity cry. And you think, how could you even be so cruel? But so I wrote this song. We go back to the song, and obviously the demo being sang by Dean himself. And Dean was, at that time, he was in his 55, and we had this relationship, me and him. We met in New York Film Festival. He was working with David Bowie. So I met Dean. Dean was in his 56, I think. And I was in New York Film Festival. I have one film going to the final. And he came to the opening night of my film and watched the film. And after the film, he talked to people. I didn't know who he is. And I was sitting on a table, and he was sitting next to me. And then after that, there was a famous actor from a TV series in New York. I did not know this actor because I never seen this series, but he was sitting next to me and he was talking to the head of the New York Film Festival, and there was a long circle. And as New York always do, and I think American are very friendly people, I found them, and I love their attitude with meeting new people. So he was talking to me, he turned and he was talking to me and he said, so how did you do this film? And we talked about the film and how I did it. And then he said to me, I said, what do you do? And he said, I'm a musician. And I said, I sing. So that's another thing. I was on Australia Got Talent. This year was one of my worst nightmares, being on the show. And so he had a music box at that time, and he just took it out of his pocket and he played some of the song. I was like, that's David Bowie. And he said, yes, I work with David Bowie, I've done some songs with him. I was like, wow, that's amazing. So I took my Walkman, and we talk about those all days, like you have a Walkman. I couldn't afford the Apple. I was like having the old Walkman with me. And I played my song to him, and he said, you really have a nice voice. And I said, thank you. And he said, would you like to come to my studio tomorrow and let's work on something? We could do something together. So I was like, wow, of course, you know. And as a young person full of hope, he was in Staten Island, I was in New York. I didn't know where Staten Island is. Although when I first gone to New York, I actually visited the Statue of Liberty, but I did it as a tourist and I paid the big money. And I realized after that, if you live in New York, you don't need to do the touristy stuff unless you want to go upstairs. You could go to Staten Island, and the boat gonna pass the Statue of Liberty, and you could see it so close for free. So I, or like maybe $2 or something, I can't remember now. But I went there, and he was waiting for me to come up out the ferry. He picked me up with his car, and I went to his house. And as you could imagine, I was very, very simple, quite poor. I didn't really have much, and apart from I have big dreams and hope and lots of talent. And I walked to his house and was over, powering the whole house. And then I saw pictures of David Bowie all over the place, and one of the guitars that apparently belonged to David Bowie, and the pianos, the grand pianos. And I was thinking, it's like I'm dreaming or something. It's like fairy tale. And then he said to me, come downstairs. And then I go downstairs, and he's got full recording studio with like all these guitars and all these pianos and all this equipment. And he gave me the microphone, and he said, sing. And I did not have anything prepared. I wasn't really ready. And I said, well, I haven't written anything yet. So he said, what you waiting for? So he threw a piece of paper at me and a pen, and he said, I'm gonna go and make coffee, write a song. So the first song I written was Down on Me, which I played it in the show. And he laughed at the name of the song. And we're talking about 2007, 2008. And he took it in a different way. And I said, I didn't mean it this way. I meant it. I explained the song, and then he really liked the concept of it. And that's even before like Black Lives Matters or any of those kind of things. So we started, first song we did was Down on Me. And then it becomes like a father-son relationship. I really, really loved working with him. And we were going there. He picked me up from Staten Island Ferry at 8 a.m. and he dropped me at 12 or 1 a.m. In the meantime, we only have like a break to go out. We used to go to Subway. They have a special offer. And he realized I didn't have a lot of money. So I was buying one Subway and I was dividing it for my lunch and half for my dinner. That's how broke I was. And he never mentioned any comments about it. He was very charming. And we recorded the song, and then the second song was You Never Understand. And then after that, followed by the song Daddy, which is coming on the pipeline, which we did the music video to. And there was a lots of song all related to my life story. Because obviously, as an artist, everything comes from your heart. And was everything coming out from me, from my heart. So we did this song in 2008, and then the song stayed as a demo because producing songs in New York, it costs a lot of money, and I did not have any money, and he didn't want to spend any money on me. He just said, you need to find a job and work, and I could take you to the studio where Madonna go and record her song, and I have all the contact, but I'm not going to pay for your album. You need to basically get your album done. And obviously it took years for me to save to start doing this album. So recently, I mean not recently, that's even before the corona happened, one of the audience was watching my show, and probably he heard one of my songs. And then he contacted me on Facebook. I'm not going to mention the name of the artist. So I will shut my mouth and invite you to my song, You'll Never Understand. This song is available on my website under the music section, if you'd like to listen to it again. Also, I put it on YouTube. It hasn't been released yet. Hopefully it will be released officially. It's funny, I'm doing the TV before the publicity and the radio. But my fans always see my work before anybody else. I released the song first on OnlyFans, so my supporters will have the first taste now for you as my fans, and from there hopefully we'll take it to the world. I hope you will enjoy it. You will never understand. broken glass, trying to heal from the past, trying to make it on my own. I thought the pain had gone.
Here we are, face to face, between all the human race, talking about a love unshared. I thought you never cared.
Here we are, face to face, between all the human race, talking about a lost case. I know you never cared. You never understand, you never understand. Who is the boy and who is the man? It's just different dreams that we share.
I always thought you never cared.
Never, 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 you never understand, you never understand, you never understand, you never understand. Who is the boy and who is the man? You never understand, you never understand. Who is the boy and who is the man?
I was there when you were born. It was great having a son of my own, and I thought you would be there for me. I would never grow old alone.
Have you ever noticed the little boy is a grown, he's a grown.
You are from me.
I am not your clone.
You belong to me.
I am not something you own. You never understand, you never understand. Who is the boy and who is the man? It's just different dreams that we share. I always thought you never cared.
I have a great dream for you.
I have a dream of my own.
I gave you everything you want.
I never needed your throne. I needed your love, the love you've never shown. I needed your love, the love you've never shown. I needed your love, the love you've never shown. I needed your love, the love you never shown. I needed your love, the love you've never shown. That was all for tonight. I would like to finish this episode as we have the lone blow mower, the person who blow the leaves. I'm recording the show on Monday, and Monday from 7 a.m. until 5 a.m. I can't understand how many people come with a blower to blow the leaves outside the studio. So I apologize if you hear the background. I hope you enjoy the song. I would like to add more of the work of the artists that submit this beautiful work, which I show it through the show too while I'm talking, and I always promised. And also I will be talking about my favorite topic, which is globalization, which is the effect of a war on our shopping bill when we go for shop, on the food we put on the table, on our health, on our emotional health and mental health. All this we'll be talking about probably next week. So until next week, take care of yourself, the people you love, and the people around you. I always ask for kindness, love, compassion, understanding for all the good people Have a beautiful night, and I look forward to see you next week. Take care. Bye.